Okay, so watch this video for Wednesday, August 22nd. The SPY on an intraday basis today actually hit all-time highs. We've been talking about how strong this market is, but also how low the volume is. So trading's actually not great. There's not a lot of follow-through in too many names. It's pretty choppy out there, and I think that is just a symptom of lower volume August. It feels like the whole trading world is on vacation right now. So remember, when you watch my videos, this watch list is just meant to be a watch list for tomorrow. I'm in cash every night, so I'm looking for ways to hopefully get a nice intraday setup in one of these names or one of the gappers that will add to the list in the pre-market tomorrow too. But I'm in cash every night, so keep that in mind. So GERN, you kind of had a high back here, lower high, sort of a rounding bottom, and it's trying to break out of a range from the last few weeks. Closing at its highs today, a little bit of extra volume. So this one does have some room to run. So I definitely want to watch it tomorrow, see if it gives me a low-risk intraday trade setup. WMLP gets big spikes at times, had a gap up a few weeks ago, all the way back down, and then today kind of trying to break out of the support it's in. It's been in a range for a couple weeks, a little bit of extra volume today. It actually went as high as 228 before settling in at 201. Notice the 200-day right there might be a factor tomorrow, but we'll see if this gives a low-risk setup tomorrow for a possible continuation. RWLK, huge move back here from a low of 77 cents all the way to 135. And it put in a lower high at 120. Another lower high at 108 a few sessions ago. Looked like it was rolling back over. The two-day high here, it hit 106 today, hit 106 yesterday. So I really like it over 106, preferably over 108. But if it breaks the two-day high, in other words, if it gets over 106, you would expect it to maybe, break through this 108 immediately, and then you got the 200-day break, and then you might be looking at a run to 120. And since 120 is just this one spike up, I view a break of 120 as a catalyst. I don't look at that as strong resistance because it was just one little point in time. So certainly if we get through this 108 area with some volume, we might test and maybe break through 120 and come up and test this area. This is certainly one to watch. EKSO, I think they're in the same space as RWLK, had a nice move back here, and now we're like 4 days in a row, but a bit of a bottoming tail today through the 20-day, closing kind of strong. So that one goes on kind of continuation watch from today's bounce. CYTX, really big volume today for this stock, 4.3 million shares, and a fairly strong day. The range was 34 cents to 60 cents before settling in right about 50 cents. I'd like to see a possible continuation setup in that one tomorrow. IMMY, strong move here, kind of flagged, and it looks like it's trying to break the flag today, and it's still got some room to test this recent high and maybe over that a bigger move. So IMMY goes on watch. IGC gapped up, sold off, but then closed about where it opened. Certainly looks good over today's high, over 60 cents. Big volume day for this one. I believe this is being deemed a pot stock. And some of the headlines do mention cannabis related drugs or something. So it's certainly worth watching. I would note that the 200-day is just above at 64 cents. But nice volume and a fairly strong close. So we're going to watch that one. CMCM, big breakout yesterday. And then today, kind of a quiet day. 11:33 on the breakout day. It hit 11:35 today before settling in at 11. I'm just going to watch it, see if it gives a low risk setup. Not in love with it. It feels like it needs to consolidate for a while. Arlo, not a lot of trading history on this one, but it's really after the opening day. You can argue, you don't even have to argue, it's a fact. This is still in the range of the opening day. On opening day, this went from a low of 1830 to a high of 2245, and there's the high, there's the low on opening day, and it's still in that range, right? So take today out of it, and it just chopped around, and it's kind of formed a new range right here, and today breaking out of that range to the upside. So this one might have a continuation tomorrow. It's pretty thinly traded, so be careful if you trade it. Don't trade it with size or anything. But and I've said this before when I make these videos, I actually love their product, so that makes me like it even more. Hopefully it's headed to new all-time highs, which is only highs for the last few weeks. But anyway, UXIN, another recently new issue and a nice spike today on pretty good volume. We'll see if this one gives a continuation setup tomorrow. And then lastly, GEVO, pretty good volume today and a pretty strong close. So I want to watch that one. We'll add gappers to this list as well in the pre-market. And between the gapper list and this big old list that we're watching, there's plenty to watch tomorrow. Just remember, Summer trading, trade smaller. It's thin out there. Make sure it's an A+ setup. Check down below for a couple special offers. I'm done babbling. See you tomorrow.